President Trump is trying to downplay concerns that his tariff fights with top trading partners will hurt American businesses and consumers. In interviews, he didn't rule out a recession this year, instead calling it a period of transition. NewsNation's Robert Sherman is outside the White House with more this morning. So, Robert, more tariffs on the horizon, even though businesses and consumers are worried about what a trade war could possibly do to the economy.
Yeah, despite the uneasiness that you've heard from investors as well as everyday Americans, the Trump administration making very clear that they intend to press forward with their plans when it comes to tariffs, saying that April 2nd is still the big date in which you could see reciprocal tariffs coming down across the board. They've also left the door open for the possibility of new tariffs rather imminently when it comes to Canadian lumber as well as dairy products as well. And the president is now back here in Washington after weekending in Florida, and he comes back to our nation's capital and amid a week in which there's a lot of uncertainty about where all this goes when it comes to trade, what exactly the relationship will look like between Mexico and Canada. And many Americans have articulated to us that they're concerned of being caught in the midst of any possible trade disputes. So we asked that question to the president as we traveled with him this weekend on Air Force One. This is what he had to say to that. Take a listen.
Mr. President, what do you say to Americans who have seen their retirement accounts fall in recent day and are getting very nervous about these tariff conversations?
Well, I think the tariffs are going to be the greatest thing we've ever done as a country. It's going to make our country rich again. And we're basically going to take back the money, a lot of the money that we've given away over many decades.
But Canada is standing by to counter. The Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, says they have no intention of rolling back any of their reciprocal tariffs. Then the Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford, says as early as today, you could see three U.S. states, that would be Michigan, Minnesota, and New York, who could see tariffs on electricity levied against them. The message from Canadian leadership, top to bottom, is they're not backing down, and they're prepared to have a trade war if that's what it comes to. Marky.
So, Robert, what more can we expect out of the White House today, you think?
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten the agenda from the president so far today. We do know that there are executive orders that are going to be on the docket at some point. He'll also be swearing in the new Secret Service director sometime later this afternoon. But also one other thing to note on his calendar is a roundtable with technology CEOs. We've seen a few of these in the past, and they're very much so in keeping with a lot of these dominant conversations that you're hearing here at the White House about trade, about international partnerships and commerce when it comes to commodities and the services that they provide. So it stands to reason that there's a strong possibility that it will keep on that today. Tariffs and trade, very much so dominating the conversation here at the White House over the last week, and that's certainly expected to be the case for the imminent future here, Marky.
Yeah, a lot on the line here, possibly a big day ahead in that house right behind you, Robert. So, Robert Sherman, thank you so much for that live report this morning.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.